What is hypertrophy? And also, less talked about, but also very important, what is atrophy? Welcome to this episode of In Between Sets, where I spend just a few minutes talking to you about some of the conversations I have with my clients, or conversations that I talk to my clients about, and trying to help them and hopefully help you along your fitness journey. So, hypertrophy and atrophy. If you've read any kind of blog or looked up anything about strength training or like try to growth, you've seen a word hypertrophy. Maybe if you get in like the health space and you're reading about, health, you might have seen the word atrophy, usually associated with like some kind of sickness or something. So I want to define those two concepts because they're very important to understand when it comes to managing your health and fitness. Okay, let's go to the board. So I went to the Greek to understand hypertrophy. This word hypertrophy comes from the word for hyper, which means excess, and trophy, which is nourishment or food. So in essence, hypertrophy is excess nourishment, which the way it's been described in English is growth. Okay, growth. So muscle hypertrophy, muscle growth. Now the word atrophy also comes from the Greek. A means without or lacking, and trophia, again, same word as up there, means nourishment. So essentially, atrophy is being without nourishment, which leads to thinning or wasting away. Now, why is that important? Excess nourishment, without nourishment, growth, and thinning. Our muscles and our fat. Let's talk about our muscles first. They're not just to look good. They're not just to move us around. They are actually our main metabolic driver. Basically what that means is they tell our bodies how many calories to burn just by existing. Now we burn more by moving, exercising and stuff, but just by existing, our metabolism is driven by the amount of muscle that we have. Now, fat cells aren't just storage for excess energy. Fat cells are also storage for excess toxins and things that are not very good for us. So essentially, our fat cells play a protective role in our health. Now, why is this important? Here's the two things that I want you to keep in mind. I took some notes. Two things I want you to hold in your heart as you're going through and trying to get better at this fitness thing. When it comes to managing your physical health, I want you to hold these two things in mind. Your muscles can hypertrophy, and they should. You should try to grow your muscles. So by training, you should purposely intend on trying to increase the amount of metabolic drive that you can get from your muscles by growing them. But they can also atrophy. They can also thin away. They can also shrink. And that's based on the lack of activity, perhaps the lack of nourishment, which can lead to thinning. Your fat cells, those two, as we know so easily, can hypertrophy. They can grow with excess nourishment. They do grow with excess toxins. They do grow. But they can also atrophy, meaning as your body becomes better at utilizing energy through training, through fitness, and also as your body gets better at decreasing the amount of toxic load that you have, your fat cells can atrophy. Takeaway. What's the big thing that I want you to take away from this? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus on disciplining yourself by prioritizing your physical training. And then I want you to take an inventory of what you put in your mouth and then adjust accordingly. It's not world-changing stuff here. But by exercising your body, by moving daily, by trying to push and grow, you're going to increase your metabolic drive. And then by taking an inventory of what you put in your mouth, I mean, I don't have to sit here and tell you this is good, this is not good, this is bad. What are you putting in your mouth? What are you drinking? What are you eating? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sit here and guilt trip you, but Put things in that are going to nourish your system. Put things in that are going to help you get rid of junk stuff out of your fat cells. So this is long-winded. I'm going to get ready to go to work. I hope this is helpful. If you have questions, if you have thoughts about what I just said, if it wasn't clear enough, please let me know down below in the comments. I would love to dialogue with you. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.